Our first lightning talk, thank you, is Caitlin Timmer-Arends. Caitlin is the curator of the e-museum, Our Health Journeys, and has a strong background in the museum sector. Caitlin's previous leadership position at Waitangi Treaty Grounds saw her as an instrumental part of the build of two new museums, Te Kongaho Museum of Waitangi in 2016 and Te Roaraha Museum of the Price of Citizenship in 2020. Her move to the e-museum, Our Health Journeys, in early 2023 provided new opportunities and challenges. Caitlin has been excited to bring her varied experience in the museum sector into the digital space, and we are equally excited for her to share her experience with us today. Please make her welcome to the stage.
Kia ora koutou katoa. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou no mai haere mai. Welcome back from morning tea and welcome to my talk on Our Health Journeys. It's a pretty new e-museum and we started kind of because of COVID really. Our whakatauki there is inspired, or has inspired rather, the name Our Health Journeys, because health is a journey. Past actions impact current and future health, both at a personal level and also at a policy level. So an example of this is the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918. We knew about it, we knew it was coming to our country, we had no plan for it, and we sped it around the Pacific. We regionalised our healthcare response, and just over 100 years later, our COVID response was very, very different, thankfully, because in 1918, 9,000 New Zealanders died in 2 months of the Spanish flu. So, as I said, we began as a response to COVID-19. We started in 2014 with Brave Hearts. So, Auckland Medical Museum Trust was formed to document and make an exhibition about the history of cardiac medicine in our country. And then COVID happened. So I've got a brief video which will play for you now, hopefully. There we go. This is what Brave Hearts looked like. So we built it into 2 shipping containers and it toured around large courtyards around the country. We had 100,000 people through it between 2017 and 2019 and 10,000 school students as well. So it came with its own school program. I don't know why I thought to put a 3.5-minute video into a 10-minute lightning talk, so I'm ready to move slides, so that's all you can see of it. So this is what we adapted to. So this is Our Health Journeys here, and if you want, you're welcome to scan the QR code and have a look at the e-museum as we go through. So we took Brave Hearts, we digitised it, and we added it to the museum. That was the first project that I was involved in when I joined the team in February this year. We took what was static and we turned it into the digital. We took the static timeline that was around the walls of the shipping containers and turned it into an interactive scrolling timeline with links that take you to other places on our site or external sites. We're very big on not reinventing the wheel. Basically, if someone else is already doing it better and has the information, we would rather link to them than try and rewrite anything that they have done. Now, I did some reading while I was working on the digitisation, and from what I saw, I thought that stethoscopes were going obsolete in favour of newer scanning technologies, and I suggested this to a cardiac surgeon, and he told me how wrong I was and was so incensed he wrote an opinion piece on it so that the rest of the world can know how wrong I was. We are partnering with other organisations to grow our content. There is a nationally distributed collection of health and medicine across organisations, across people and living memory in our country, and it's important to kind of document as much as we can. Now, this image that's on the slide here came to us via a partnership. So I had gone to Nelson and spoken to a cohort of museums down there, including Nelson Provincial. And the wonderful Shay, who works at Nelson Provincial, had attended an event on stamp collecting for the museum, not for her own personal enjoyment. And someone came and approached her and said, well, I've got this poster, I can't find it anywhere in collections around the country. I don't think National Library has it. I don't think Te Papa has it, but I had it digitised. Does Nelson Provincial Museum want it? And Shay said, look, it doesn't really fit into our collecting parameters, but this new health museum does. So wonderfully, we now have this poster digitised. I'm about to add it to eHive so that our partners at Kotua Ngā Kete can add it to the National Collection as well. So here's a slide with some of our partner organisations. If you're looking up there and you see your logo and you don't know why, I've talked to parts of your team, members of your staff who've been helpful with either content or stories or contacts and sending me in the right direction, as well as just supporting me with moving from a physical museum to a digital museum. I will admit some of the digital chat in the last day and a bit has gone well over my head, but I just nod along and pretend I know what you guys are talking about. One of the really important partnerships that's up there is Manaaki Manawa, the Centre for Heart Research at Auckland University. So we approached them when we were digitising Brave Hearts and we said, our exhibition finished in 2017, what else has happened? And they said, well, it's been 6 years, so quite a lot. Here's some new content, but also here's some other things we can do to help you. So the physical exhibition of Brave Hearts, of which you saw about 10 seconds of, is about to be installed at the School of Physiology at Auckland Uni, thanks to Manaaki Manawa, with new te reo content as well as updated cardiac milestones from the last 6 years. Our partnerships work on exposing local stories across our digital channels. Some are written by me. I've gotten very, very good at writing. I've been learning, reusing a lot of my university knowledge and sending it off to experts. And my biggest compliment was sending my first story off, coming back with, oh, you need all these corrections, all these notes. And by the time I'd sent my third off, the response was, that was actually really good, no notes on this one. So I was very, very proud of that. Others are written by our partners. So you can see up there the one with the pink heading about the flu in the far north was written by Whina Te Whiu, who is the curator at Te Ahu Museum in Kaitaia. Now, I get to do some work for other organisations as well. This is an example of the partnership between our health journeys and Waitangi Treaty Grounds. Now, as was said in the introduction, I used to work there, and I'll be the first to admit this was actually just me finishing work I didn't get a chance to do while I was working there. So in 2019, we started building Te Aotearoa Museum of the Price of Citizenship. And the granddaughter of one of the soldiers of the Pioneer Battalion and 28 Māori Battalion said, well, I've got my granddad's medical set amongst his possessions. And so invited me to her daughter's house in Whangarei, where I sat down on her floor for 3 hours and catalogued just over 100 objects. Just enough to bring it into the museum, not enough to do the collection justice. So I talked to Chanel Clark and Owen Taituha at Waitangi, and I said, can I come in, can I finish actually documenting this collection, and then can I write about it and publish about it on the site? And they were very happy as long as they got to share in the work that I had done as well. Now here's just something I'm doing for fun under the umbrella of the Medical Museum. These are colonial medicine chests. So I'm starting some research into medicine chests that were brought over from as early as I can find. You can see there one is circa the 1830s, and that is at the Elms Te Papa Tauranga in Tauranga. Looking at the contents of the medicine chests and whether there is similarity across them or what ingredients and medicines start to kind of diverge a little bit. And you can see a snippet of my spreadsheet there. The yellow is the medicine chests that have it, and the white are the ones that where it doesn't appear. I'm doing so well for time, it's gone red, but I'm 2 slides from the end, which is great. So this is what we are looking forward to the next 12 to 18 months. So our new topic is sports health, and wonderfully at the airport on my way down, I ran into an expert on Māori sports and games, and I leveraged my friendship with him and I said, can you send me something? And it's in my inbox now, which is really nice. So tomorrow I will sit down at a cafe with my computer and read that and thank him very, very profusely. We are also trialling a research project with St Kentigern College in Auckland. So we are getting them to look at their local health histories with the aim of publishing on the site. So they are allowed to submit a written research project, a video or an audio recording of a health event or a healthcare professional or something that happened in the Auckland region. And then we're moving forward into new frontiers, innovations, as well as mental health. And now this is my last slide, and I've got a wonderful 25 seconds to go. I took the threats from Jim very seriously. And I would just like to take the opportunity to reference back to Puawai's talk yesterday on change. Leaving Waitangi after nearly a decade was very hard. Leaving the physical realm of museums for the digital was very hard and was very scary, but it has been incredibly rewarding. And 10 years after graduating Otago, I'm finally using my science degree to do this work, which is really nice. I used my arts degree for 10 years and my science degree is finally paying off. So, 8 seconds over time, thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the lightning talks.